I hope everyone is doing well. Well, I welcome everyone to this session, exclusive session of AI-powered cyber risk management, getting the boardroom advantage. Well, before I start today's session and the demo towards how our platform helps organization, I'd like to just give some trivia facts, which are like CISOs or the security function in organizations are no more just a technical function. It's a matter of business impact, and it's often seen. And the frequency with which CISOs interact with the boards or the top management have increased a lot, and it's going to increase over years as well. It is very imperative in the present threat landscape that organizations understand the impact of these threats that it is going to do to their business rather than just CVE numbers or the criticalities of just the CVSS scores. With that, I'd like to start with a short presentation before I move on to the actual demo of the platform. So if we could just have the slides on the screen, I'd just start with that. So we quantify cyber risks with AI to act with clarity. It's built on a modular AI fabric that combines traditional AI, generative AI, and agentic intelligence. We continuously quantify cyber risk across the digital landscape so that you can act with clarity. Now, if I look at this particular aspect, right, uh, it's a common thing right now that people say that the cyber crime is higher than GDPs of many countries as well. Well, out of that, around 4.5 trillion is something that cannot be quantified or contained. Now, if you look at the sophisticated attacks nowadays, if you cannot quantify it, it gets very difficult on what you need to act on and what you need not, which can essentially lead to insolvency risks for many companies as well. Now, this is a very dear theory of mine, which I call as the dark side of the moon. So if you look at this particular image, you can see dots and you can see dashes. The dots represent security solutions in organizations. The dashes represent the data produced by them. Now, due to a lot of technical challenges, this data cannot communicate with each other. For example, supposingly I speak Spanish, someone is speaking Mandarin, someone is speaking French, someone is speaking a different language, right? It gets very difficult for them to communicate until you have common language. And that's where the biggest challenge comes when normalizing data for quantification. So our engineers said, okay, we'll take this responsibility on our shoulders. They took siloed data from different solutions and they started ingesting it across different categories of cybersecurity solutions. Now, once that classification is done, we have an AI fabric layer, which has been built over years, which kind of understands wherein the data is coming from and what does it mean for the organization. And a normalization layer acts on it, which kind of normalizes the data. Now, this AI fabric layer also helps in mapping it across different controls that are there, which are associated with different risk domains. For example, data exfiltration, third-party risks, vulnerability management, media sanitization, and different other things. And from this, you get to see different risk insights. So what we bring in is an agentic AI-powered SaaS platform, which acts as a single point of truth for cyber risk management, bringing gaps amongst different stakeholders. Now, we kind of got into a problem, right? Not a problem, I would say a frustration. And that frustration was, whichever client we used to go, they used to tell us, can you customize this platform for me? Can you customize this particular thing for me? Can you customize this KRI for me? And what used to happen essentially is we had customers to whom we bring value. They used to tell us something. That used to come to us. Then the engineers used to work on it. Then we used to make those dashboards. And then it used to come in. We thought, why not use the power of agentic AI? And whatever they used to explain to us, they explain it to this particular screen that you see. And it generates those KRIs for them from the data of their own organization, giving them the perfect cyber risk insights that would help them to act with clarity and make those informed decisions. We support 1,300 plus integrations across different security solutions to bring in this data and help you with those risk insights. In our platform, you get a custom KRI builder. So as I said, you can just write those whatever explanations you have, which you would do to a cyber risk consultant, right? And that particular AI would generate that for you. This is a sample dashboard that was created using this powerful engine for one of the customers. Well, you also get a risk register with it, wherein the AI brings in different risks to the risk register based on your organization and risk rules and risk appetites. So I'll stop the presentation there, right, and move on to the platform demo. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible. We'll start with the management section. Here you can bring in different users onto the platform and give them different access. Now, in this particular query library, you can create widgets, you can create evidence, and you can create alerts. Just click on the create widget button. You would be redirected to a query builder where you can select different sources, different options. So if I select one, you would get the associated relevant tables as well. You can move to the SQL part and write an SQL query to generate the data. And this is my favorite part. Show me the systems not connected to my XDR. And as I click on preview, it would start generating that. Now, it might leak some confidential data, so I'm not going to hit that preview button, but I'll show you something more interesting. So once that all those things are connected, we can see in the asset listing, we can see all the assets in my organizations automatically mapped and mapped with respect to different solutions as well. You can also see in the endpoint comparison matrix, which is essentially your asset comparison matrix, right? Which would give you all of this. Let's come to dashboard section. Well, let's go to some of the interesting stuff. Just a second. Let's go to risk center. We can see top 5 devices with highest number of open ports, critical assets with critical vulnerabilities, percentage of highly critical devices, average data days taken to patch vulnerabilities, and different other things. Now let's try to create a Zen dashboard. Create a dashboard for the risk operation center of the organization pertaining to the cyber risks. Now, as I'll do this, we'll see a risk center getting generated, right? So if I just go here, see, risk center has been generated. Sorry, the risk operation center, my bad. The risk operation center. So I can see top devices with critical vulnerabilities, open vulnerabilities by severities, average days to patch, devices not synced, patch approval status, vulnerability by operating systems. We can also see that we have a risk register where different risks can would automatically come in, and the entire risk treatment process can be created through this. So with that, I'd like to see if we have any questions before I jump on to any more new AI things that are there in place. Okay, how does AI powered platforms simplify risk communication for CISOs? Well, uh, if you look at a particular organization, right, everyone does not understand the technical terms with respect to cyber. For example, if I come and say, hey, we have got 50,000 vulnerabilities with 25,000 unique CVs with an EPSS of 7.2, CVSS of 6.3, and a CMM of 3.5 out of 5. Most people won't get it. But same scenario, I come and say, we have got $5 million of risk. We need to invest $30,000 in these three areas, which can bring down the risk to $1 million. And it kind of starts resonating with everyone. That's exactly where the AI powered risk communication of the Zeron platform helps the CISOs. Okay. I have a couple of more questions on my DM that I can see. So I'll pick one by one with them. Right. Well, the first question is, how has the AI been trained? Well, very interesting question, right? So the Zeron AI was trained based on Llama models, fine-tuned Llama models for SQL for this particular purpose. And then overall, we use the Llama models. Right now, it's fine-tuned and self-hosted. It's not any APIs that we use, so the data is safe and the privacy is maintained. Just like to mention that Zeron is also an ISO 42001 certified organization. So we've passed all the checks on that particular aspect as well. Right. The next question that I have is, can this particular model be deployed on an on-premise for an organization? The answer is yes. You might have your own cloud. You want to deploy it on your own on-premise. You might want to use our own SaaS, right? All the three options are available. If you have GPUs available with you, the model can be deployed. That's not a worry for us. Okay. The next question that I have is, do you have a feedback mechanism in the platform? The answer is yes. Whatever actions that you take continuously goes on to the model for it to keep on learning better, right? And it works on an edge model, so even if it's not connected to the internet, it can keep on training itself. Okay. We'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. What makes Xeron's AI-driven quantification different from traditional third-party risk assessment methods? Well, so I have been into quantification for quite some long, right? And I personally love maths and cyber as well. So one thing that we wanted to solve since the day one of Xeron is to reduce and remove any human layer that gets involved with respect to risk quantification, because we believe that biasness might come into the picture. Uh, the thing that makes Xeron's quantification model, which is powered by AI, different from any other quantification model is that it does not rely on any human inputs. It only relies on the data that's there in the organization, and it kind of benchmarks it with the organization policies. So it's kind of it actually tells you, are you standing by your own words for your organization or not for the cyber risk functions, right? So that's exactly how the model is different from any other third party risk assessment methods. Okay, then. So we have another very interesting feature in our platform, and that's kind of a lifesaver for many organizations, right? So just allow. Is my screen visible? Let's just check that. Yes. Okay, so here is a section, as I said, it benchmarks it with respect to your organization, SOPs, policies, and different controls that you have. Now, once you have uploaded your particular policy, the Zeron intelligence goes through that and tells you what are the gaps in that and how you can fix that. And it happens within a blink of your eye. It also does the necessary checks and tells you whether you're ready with respect to your upcoming audits, your reviews, or any updates are required in the policies as per the growing cyber risks in the world. It also helps you with other different things like if any there are points missing that's there, and if there are any new inclusions that you need to make in your policies. All of this happens in an automated manner by a series of agentic AIs. Okay, so we have a question from Amrita. Does the solution support AI-powered red teaming playbooks? Well, the answer to that would be no. We do not support AI-powered red teaming playbooks. Zeron comes in a layer wherein it sits on top of all the solutions. If there is a red teaming solution that you have, we can integrate with that and give you risk insights with comparison of that with others as well. But we do not support AI-powered red teaming playbooks. Do we see any more questions? We have got 3 minutes left for the session. If we have any more questions, we'll take it up. Well, for everyone attending this session, if you're interested to know more about the solutions and want to get a hang of it, you can book a demo at Zeron.one. Just go to https://www.zeron.one and you can book a demo for yourself and you can have a private session more in detail and verify whether we can solve your use cases or not, which we are pretty confident that we can, right? But you can book a demo at Zeron.one. Are there AI agents which can alert me of specific risks? The answer is yes. It can. For your organization, you would get the notifications accordingly with the AI agents. Please do visit Zeron.one and book a demo to get more details about it. You can also try our proof of concept or proof of value, rather we say it, right, to get an understanding of more how this platform brings value for your own organization. And if you want to know more, just visit Zeron.one. Well, I don't see any more questions with that. I guess this would be it for this session. Till our next session, have a great time. Keep quantifying cyber risks by any ways that you can, because that would save a lot of time for you and also help you prioritize your risks. Till then, keep quantifying risks with clarity. Thank you, everyone.